How's it going, everyone? My name is Dylan Walker with Yahoo Esports. Today I'm joined with Bryce Blum, the esports attorney, and Snoopeh, former pro player turned esports consultant. So we're going to talk a little bit today about Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We are at the MLG Columbus Major right now.
Pumped. This is super exciting. It's my first ever CS major and the first in North America. So yeah, it's a lot of hype behind this event.
It's an awesome event. MLG's done a truly phenomenal job. It's just amazing to be here.
Yeah, so at the moment we're in the grand finals, and the viewership has reached 1,300,000 at this point, and it pretty much eclipsed all the League of Legends content that was happening this weekend. What do you guys think of that? What does that mean for esports?
Personally, I think there's a lot more hype around this event. The build-up was longer, and there's a lot of excitement for the international competition that's happening. In League of Legends, it's more consistent content happening on a week-to-week basis, which is a little bit different. And it's also the biggest North American major, or the first North American major. There's a lot of hype, and Adam Apicella from MLG did a fantastic job hyping up this whole event for the last 2 months or so. Yeah. I think it's great for esports as a whole that another scene is being elevated so drastically. It's going to help benefit the League of Legends scene. It's going to help benefit Dota, CS, Overwatch, any of the other scenes that are propping up right now.
Yeah.
I think it's great for esports as a whole, and I think it's really interesting that you can have this the CS infrastructure, right? The ecosystem around CS esports is just so much different than it is for League of Legends. There's obviously a lot more focus on these big international competitions. It's done, it's a lot more akin to golf or tennis, right? With the 4 majors over the course of the year, and I think that's great. I think it's I don't know that one. I mean, people will disagree, right, over what's better. I don't necessarily think either's better. I just think it's great that we have such different infrastructure around these games, and they can both be successful.
Yeah, so here's something I noticed about Counter-Strike. With other games like StarCraft and League of Legends, the best teams are Asian teams. And in Counter-Strike, right now on the stage, we have a Ukrainian team versus a Brazilian team. That is incredible how the different nationalities have come together in a first-person shooter game as compared to some of the other more RTS-style games.
So I think for me personally, in that regard, it's more of a cultural thing. It's where the most prominent game in that region is played is likely going to surface the more competitive teams from that region. Yeah. And we can see that for China. Dota is very prominent there, and there's a lot of good Dota teams coming out of China. In Korea, League of Legends and StarCraft, a lot of good Korean players and teams from that region. And we had some anomalies in America where Evil Geniuses won the international. It was just no one even knows why yet, particularly. But historically in Europe, and especially Eastern Europe, Counter-Strike has been very prominent, and that's why we've seen some of the top teams come out of that region. Brazil's a bit of an anomaly as well. Why is this Brazilian team so good?
The scene is very small in Brazil.
Yeah, it is. And I actually don't know the answer to that.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
Bryce can chime in. This team is amazing.
Wisdom. They have so much heart, man. They have so much resilience. It's incredible to watch.
Yeah, watching Luminosity is so much fun. And it's not just Luminosity either, right? Tempo Storm is up and coming. Yeah. They are going to be at a major this year.
You're
There's
probably
no doubt in my mind, right? And so yeah, I think we're barely beginning to scratch the surface of the rise of CS:GO popularity, right? You're seeing more immersion throughout the world, in this traditionally European game. Now you've got Liquid making the semifinals, right, and giving Luminosity a run for their money.
2 American teams in the Legends.
Right,
now.
which is incredible. And you've also got the Asian scene emerging, right? You have the Mongols who, unfortunately for visa issues, off of their IEM weren't able to go to the qualifier for this, right? But there were some people who thought they had an outside shot of qualifying for the major. You've got the Alibaba investment, which just came in a few days ago, right? And they're putting as much money into CS:GO as they are into Dota, which I thought was really interesting.
That's crazy. And also, the Turner E-League is coming up very soon too. You want to talk about immersion in esports? It's going to be Counter-Strike on cable television.
Yeah, not the first time Counter-Strike's on cable television.
Yeah, the last time maybe it wasn't so great. I would touch on the point of the development of teams. It has historically been cultural, but I think that's shifting because now North American organizations are putting a lot of weight behind the different verticals within their teams. So Counter-Strike's getting a lot more infrastructure support in America, as to previously never really had that because there wasn't a reason for them to do so. But now these team owners are incentivized to provide more structural stability. That also goes for Brazil. They're actually investing more in infrastructure and support in ways in which they never were before, and that's allowing these teams to excel. Because players are talented. There's talented players all over the world. They just don't have the infrastructure and support that may allow them to surface to the top.
Well, I want to say thank you guys for talking to me today, and I hope to see more from you. And for everyone else, this is Yahoo Esports.